What is going on, guys? That's right. I caught it right when the introduction stopped this time. Instead of sitting there looking at the screen, I'd say looking like an idiot, but I pretty much do that all the time. But hey, it's Tuesday night, August 16th. Summer is almost over. Kids are either back to school or getting ready to go back to school. I know I'm excited for mine to do so. And I'm ready for fall. We got NFL preseason. We got Premier League soccer, but more so, we have some great topics to discuss tonight. We got a CW acquisition. CW is going to be acquired. We also have some more Adam Scott casting rumors. We talked about Adam Scott being casted in that Madam Webb movie. Well, we have a little bit more information to talk about that. And then Jason Aaron, one of my favorite comic book authors, has a new original graphic novel comic book series coming this November from Boom Studios, one of my favorite comic book publishers, of course. And then we always have that mystery topic that Ryan's going to hit us with and we're going to react to. So I hope it's a good one, Ryan. Damn it. Hope it's a good one. But let's get those members in here. We're running a little short today. We do have one great announcement. Andy Tomlin, that's right, Indie Spotlight. He will be joining us next week. Not tonight, but next week. So he says. But who do we have? We have that Beyond Wednesdays himself, Mr. Comic Book Jesus, Brian McClay.
What up, brother? Looking forward to this one. It's been a couple weeks, man. It's the first time not being totally sick out of my mind in a couple weeks too.
I know you had like medium COVID.
Dude, it was crazy. It's still kicking my ass. Like still, if I go get up and do stuff, I got to chill for a little bit. So
man, I think it's in my old age, but like everything I do now, I'm like, it's got to be COVID.
Yep. Yeah. Well, going to Emerald City Comic Con this weekend, so we're gonna play it a little bit different this time.
Yeah, there you go. Just 16 masks. You'd be like a Scooby-Doo villain, man.
Yeah.
But we also have Mr. Rhinoverse himself, Mr. Ryan Hayslip.
What's going on, my comic fam? How's everyone doing out there? Hope everyone's doing well.
Better than your Falcons.
What's that? We say
better than your Falcons.
They won this week. They won last week. Sure did. There's a problem. There's a glitch in the system over
That's
here.
All right. I mean,
I just saw my guy Ryder though. He did throw a TD. There's a lot of good things going on over there. If y'all wanted to see a good team, just watch Falcons.
Yeah, Washington did Washington things in the first preseason game. So
classic.
Yeah, and of course, Mr. I think McClay and then Comic Man Andy are like the Iron Man for YouTube and comic books right now. They're all over the place. They always got a bunch of content. They're definitely picking up the slack as far as my channel. But I love this weekly show. I love the weekly topics. I love the people that are in the chat already. But we do have Mr. Comic Man Andy, Mr. C2E2, Mr. Whatnot, Mr. Check out his YouTube channel, Comic Man Andy.
Oh boy, what's good, everybody? Missed you guys last week tremendously, but it's good to be back. Happy Tuesday. I'm excited. Bro, McClay, man, after getting back from Chicago, you'll never guess who I ran into on my way to the eye doctor.
Who's that?
Everybody.
I got one for you. Andy, after you die, which part of the body is the last to stop working?
What? Everybody?
Your pupils, because they dilate.
No. Oh, God. I can't wait for Tomlin to come back to this.
But yeah, we got some great people coming in the chat. Bumblin' Brandon's in the chat. He is under the weather. Hope he feels better soon. We got Wanted Comics himself, Mr. Drew Juan. Fuck the Dodgers. And we have Double O each and every week. Darth Lopez, Jay Nunya, more and more coming into the chat. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel, supporting the shows, and participating in the conversation in the chat. So we're always glad to have you. And if you have a topic, in case Ryan hasn't come up with one, if you have a topic that you want discussed at the end of the show, put it in the chat. And if you have one for future shows, put it in the comments, and we will make sure that we cover it. Ryan's always looking for those topics to bring up for us to discuss. But we're going to get to the first one right now, and that is We know the Arrowverse is coming to an end. We know that Flash is ending at this season, but we also found out there was rumor or talk before Next Star Media Group is completing that acquisition of the CW. When I first, if you were like me, I was like, Next Star, who the hell is Next Star? I thought it was like you were saying, satellite. I didn't know if it was cell phone or that was Nextel.
Yeah.
But Nexstar, actually reading through the article, 75% stake in CW. They're already current affiliates with shows like Riverdale and Walker. As we were talking before we went live, they also acquired the TV channel WGN, which me growing up always played the Cubs games, is what I remember it, and TBS always had the Braves games. But Nexstar is acquiring it, and if you read that article, what's funny is they're not paying any money for it. They're just absorbing the current losses from CW.
Wow.
Which is weird to me. And they hope to be profitable by 2025. One thing I noticed is within that article, they talk about the revenue that CW brought in 2019 was 366 million, and in 2020 was 272 million. But both of them, I won't say revenue, but both of those ended up ended up in losses. There's a lot of great information in this article. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. One thing also is I didn't know. Do you guys know where the CW name came from?
No. Warner Brothers and
CBS.
CBS. Okay.
So the C came from CBS. The W came from Warner Brothers.
Right.
I saw another article online where the Nexstar was saying that their main demographic for the CW is 59-year-olds.
What?
I think that's way off.
But no, what?
Yeah, not even close.
But yeah, I mean, I had no idea who the heck Nexstar was, really. I was looking at their Wikipedia page. There's a lot of great information in here. I don't want to go bore people too much with it. Jane on your CW makes the worst shows, except for Supernatural, right? I'll always go. The Winchester boys are my fam.
I never got into that show, and everybody talks about it like it's this damn greatest show.
Sam and Dean, man, it was like. Plus, there were so many hotties on there.
I did get into True Blood though. True Blood was good.
Yeah. Yeah. So Paramount Network that's CBS too, right? Is it Paramount? You got the CBS shows? I forget. But
Probably.
One of the big things that coming up in the fall lineup for CW is we are getting that last season of Flash. There is still the Gotham Knights show they're talking about, but they also have a bunch of spinoffs from the Walker shows, I believe, and then there's also going to be a Supernatural prequel. I thought this was a great topic because we do discuss the CW, we do discuss the Arrowverse on here quite a few times, and how crappy it's gotten. They do still have the Gotham Knights show in the lineup, I believe. It hasn't been canceled yet. But I want to know, Warner is still going to keep a 12% stake. Are we going to see more DC shows? What's the future of the CW hold? And I can't wait till I'm 59 to where I become the key demographic for this channel.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, McClay?
They're not high. I'll tell you that. They're not high. Like this is going to be something good. I feel like everything is. The majority of the people that I talk to, my age and younger, the more and more of them they watch their TV shows, most of them on like streaming services, or they spend more time watching YouTube and TikTok than they do, HBO Max and Netflix. So
yeah, I mean, and 59 way off. We still think of this as like the I won't say the young teen, but to me, it's always been the teenage channel from when it was UPN, when it was the Warner, the WB. I've gone on and admitted, man, back in the day, Dawson's Creek and Felicity was my shit. Yep. It was Pizza Night and Joey Potter and Felicity, but that's not so much anymore. That was many moons ago. I did like Arrow. I did like Flash. But then it was kind of like trading cards to me back in the day when it was Topps Flair, Donruss, and Score, but then you had 16 different top sets, 16 different Donruss sets. That was like way too much. I was like, I can't keep up with it, so I just stopped watching all of it.
Yeah.
I did watch some of the Superman and Lois. I thought that was pretty good. Is it Super?
Yeah.
Or is that that's the new one, right?
Yeah.
I did watch some of that. I thought it was good, but I didn't finish the season. And I wasn't watching it live. I was streaming it also.
So that's a great question. Where is the CW being streamed from? Like, I know Jay in the comments says that once the season's over, it goes to Netflix, but like, where's it being streamed from on a regular basis?
A lot of the times you can get the CW app and watch it, but I don't know if you have to. I don't know if it's like a lot of other things we could watch it without having, like a TV subscription or a TV provider login. But is it? I know Netflix had it. I can't remember if Hulu has any other shows.
I don't know. So that's part of the problem is this generation, at least myself and younger, and you guys even, like, when it becomes so convoluted on where to find the content for a show or a channel, you kind of just like stop giving a shit, because if I've got
need an app to tell you what's streaming on what app.
Well, you're not wrong there. You should trademark that and actually have that built out and fleshed out, because honestly, there's a lot of shows that I don't bother to watch simply because it's not easy to figure out where to watch them at, or because you got to pay for another streaming service, or
Yeah, and Amazon pisses me off because I use Fire TV, and they used to do a lot better at telling you other options to watch from, right? And they give you whatever streaming apps it's on, but now they're just like, no, we're just going to advertise our shit where you got to pay for it. And then later on, you find it's on like Peacock or Paramount or, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's HBO Max, Netflix, Amazon Prime that we use regularly, and Hulu regularly. There's 4 streaming services right there that we're managing. Like,
Yeah, my shit's almost not cheaper than when I cut the cable, cut the cord.
And that's not even about the money thing, because we bounced into a lot of these things when they were doing the bundle, like get a year for $5 or $5 a month or something like that. It's relatively cheap right now until they start changing that. It's just about the simple fact that it's like you got to have to not miss content. You got to have like 8, 9, 10. There's probably 12 different streaming services, maybe, if we sat down and chalked them all up. And it's like, that's too freaking much to manage.
Yeah,
way too much.
When you cut the cord, you're doing it because you're going to save some money. That is not the case anymore. In fact, I haven't priced a cable or whatever, but I don't know. Like, I don't. It's quite expensive now to have all these different streaming services. So
we're still $100 a month cheaper doing this than we were on regular standard cable, because like Amazon Prime, I don't have Amazon Prime because of the shows. The shows are secondary value for me because of how I use Prime and the way we ship things.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just an added bonus having their content over there.
Keep sneaking those price increases. Like, I want to get rid of Netflix now.
You do? I want to keep Netflix.
$20 a month.
Sandman, yo. Sandman is killing it right now.
I didn't even know when I was dropping into Netflix, because I have some clients that are heavily invested in there. They're really.
You know what? I'm watching Peacock because I'm watching Below Deck.
Let me see your Peacock. Your Peacock.
That's my guilty pleasure. Work sucks. Let me just sit on the couch and not think about anything and watch Below Deck and watch deckhands and stewardesses yell at each other and then go get shit-faced.
No wonder why you're so stressed. You're watching everybody else stress you out.
It's always great. I'm like, this person sucks. They're going to get fired. But
I don't know. When you brought this up as a topic, I was like, Nexstar requires 75 CW. And I'm like, how does this actually change anything? Because they don't really say in there what any future plans are to any really great deal or length.
Yeah, and they said they're going to invest a low 9 figures over 3 years is all the Nexstar is going to invest in this.
A low 9, huh?
Yes. Like if you scroll down, I put the link in the chat and I'll put it again. There's a lot of substance in this, but then at the same time, if you don't like CW, it's like, all right, that's great information, but I don't give a shit. Unless you're watching
there's something
the 13th spinoff of Vampire Diaries. I don't know.
It's like 3 fire exits in front of my house right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Either way, Seems like a good segue. Talking about generational stuff and shows that are out and movies. This seems like a pretty good segue for this has got me pretty freaking interested now. Adam Scott being cast as Uncle Ben, I think it was. I didn't.
Yeah, they're saying a young Uncle Ben.
And that's what I was gonna say. I was like, how young are we going here? Where are we landing on this timeline? Because of the fact that he's still pretty young.
But this is also okay. We got a CBR.com article that's referencing a Cosmic Circus article.
Interesting. I didn't get that far into it, but oh yeah. Scott will play a young Benjamin Parker who is depicted in most Spider-Man media as the husband of May Parker and the paternal uncle and father figure for Peter Parker. No additional details. So was this just clickbait then? What happened with this? There's got to be more to this.
Well,
I don't think a lot of it. They've been talking this. I've heard some speculation on this for about a couple weeks ago, I guess, and I don't know if it's all confirmed or what the deal is. But
I always like these articles with anything that gives us a chance to shit on the Sony Spider-Verse. But I do like Adam Scott. Bunch of great things. Still my favorite Step Brothers, of course. But
it's like this.
You want to punch me, don't you?
All I know is if they do this, Uncle Ben's got to have a fancy for pasties and calzones.
Yeah, I think they should have had the crossover, and they had Adam Scott singing the Step Brothers version of "Sweet Child of Mine" and "Full Love and Thunder."
I don't even have an opinion about this. Just the fact that I like Adam Scott as an actor, and I'll forever remember a lot of his quotes from Parks and Rec. And that actually gets me a little bit more excited to see how he acts in this role, if this ends up becoming 100% confirmed and happening. And kind of gives me a little bit more fuel on the fire to go see this, because like you said, it's still a Sony flick.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, if this movie sucks, it's not the casting.
No.
I like Adam Scott. I like Dakota Johnson, and then what's the HBO Euphoria, right? I forget her name.
Well, I mean, is this it's for the Spider-Verse or the Spider-Man 4?
It's the Madam Web movie.
Oh. I mean, and Marvel's helping them.
Yeah, exactly. Peter Craven. But
Marvel's helping them like they do on the other ones, right?
I don't know. I don't know how if it, I hope so. If it's going to tie into anything Spider-Man related in the MCU. Who's the person they just announced that is the rumored to be the Feige for? Oh, that's DC. Never mind.
Yeah.
You think of crappy comic book movies, it's hard to differentiate between Sony and DC.
just look for the spider webs.
Yeah. But I am excited for this movie. Hopefully, I mean, it can't be worse than Morbius, of course.
I haven't seen that yet.
It's Morbin time. My kids run around the house yelling it's Morbin time and asking.
That's something in there.
I want to watch Morbius and then laugh.
I gotta watch that.
But I hope it hits streaming media soon so I can see it.
I thought it's already streaming.
Is it?
I think so.
Morbius is.
Yeah.
For free?
Like 3 months ago. Oh.
I'm not paying for it. Like asking people to ask them to release it for like a third time in the theater. We'll definitely go see it this time, I promise.
Yeah.
Maybe sort of.
But I don't know.
I'm going to give McClay
Madam Web fan, but I'm excited to see this movie. I'll give it the Cinema Draft House ticket cost,
which is
like $3.99 with the $4 pitcher of beer.
Ooh, well, there you go.
Double O's got a great point there. Never know with Sony.
Challenge accepted. Let's give McClay another couple minutes. I really want to hear his take on this, or we can return to it if you'd like.
Yeah, let's go back to this here in a minute. But he had someone at the door. He probably got Uber Eats.
I mean, outside I have like Christmas outside of my house right now.
What is going on out there?
Oh boy,
there's like 4 or 5 fire engines out there.
because you're so hot, man.
Did you leave the panini press on?
Did you get your foot stuck in it?
Yeah. Did you grill your foot on the Foreman?
I grilled my
Double
foot.
spot?
Don't forget to
On
bubble
the
wrap.
Foreman, I grilled it.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Went out there and I think it's a neighbor that might have had some type of trouble. I don't know.
So if Morbius is out on streaming now, and I got to look to see if it's free yet, like they're dropping stuff from theaters out on the streaming services pretty quickly now, but I've noticed that everything is full price. In fact, it's cheaper where I live to go take two people to go see a movie in the movie theater, snacks aside, just 2 tickets. It's cheaper than to drop a movie streaming here in my own basement, and it's like $29.99 or $25.99. So it's still cheaper to go to the theater if you bring your own snacks.
Hey, while we're getting McClay, I put the link in the private chat for that
Dubbo,
Cosmic
it's
Circus
house
article.
store.
Yeah.
Let's pull that up and see if there's any more meat
Any
On what?
from the news source.
There we go. We got this. Don't
Let's
worry.
do honest journalism.
You
I'm
want,
full of it
you
tonight.
want Brian McClay's take on the
Look at that. Was that Shannon Doherty? What we got going on there? Madam Webb.
is that 90210?
Yeah.
It kind of looks like that.
There's a
Sony
nice-
Oh my
Spider-Verse.
gosh! What if it's like a spin-off? Like it's like it's like a chick flick where they're like there's like a bunch of girls that are all like scrapping with each other to other girls. That's Madame
McClay, we've been stalling for you for so long.
God, finally!
Oh, there he is.
Did you get your
Woo.
Uber Eats?
No, I had to run down my dog.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have to run her down because she's good and doesn't run, but I had to go grab her.
Yeah, my dog.
Neighbor was nice enough to let me.
I would have been posting on the neighborhood app. Lost dog. Too fat to chase it. Please send it home.
So real quick, what are your guys' thoughts on Madam Webb?
So the rumor is Adam Scott's playing young
Ben.
Uncle Ben, and it's a CBR article that's referencing this Cosmic Circus article that's referencing an unverified source from MSS Reddit.
And somebody in the chat mentioned 1970s time frame.
So there's a lot of integrity behind this, I can tell. But at the same time, from a speculation of movie casting, it could kind of make sense. But what are your thoughts on Madam Webb in general? What do you think of Adam Scott playing young Uncle Ben?
I think the Madam Webb could be done right, but they're not going to do it right.
Yeah.
I like
Joel's Doolin said in the chat with Peter Craven.
I like Dakota Johnson. I think Dakota Johnson's a great actress. There's just something about her that is likable.
Yeah, she's fucking hot.
Yeah. I don't think they could do. I don't think they can do the story they're trying to do set in the 70s. Like, why is there people that are quote unquote Spider-Man ripoffs before Spider-Man's even around?
Yeah.
And then they're going to use the multiverse bullshit or something, and it's like, come on, we're tired of this. We don't want this.
Yeah, I didn't want them to I want them to do whatever they're doing right now with this multiverse, and then I want that to go away forever somehow.
You guys know there's a story. It was back when Marvel was doing like the -1s and the zeros, and it's a Spider-Man -1 or Amazing Spider-Man or Spider-Man or Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man -1. One of them is about his parents, and his parents were in the same spy group as Tony Stark's dad.
Yeah.
And they retcon that. So maybe if you're a spec person, go look for that book. So I don't know, man. Seems pretty silly.
Yeah.
Seems like a circus of cosmic proportions.
Yep. Yeah, I'm out. No, thank you. Keep me away.
But McClay, we do have some Jason Aaron goodness though.
We do. Revealed by Boom Studios, Jason Aaron's got a new original series, Once Upon a Time at the End of the World, which is described as an epic love story of Mikao and Mezzi. And while they're While they've never met anyone like each other, their time might be short-lived as they try and survive a world that is being torn apart by environmental catastrophe. Once Upon a Time at the End of the World #1 will hit comic stores in November, and it does have a gorgeous cover by Mike Del Mundo, who I absolutely love as a comic artist. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. And I agree with everybody else that says they love Jason Aaron, because Jason Aaron writes stories like Thor: God of Thunder.
Yeah, and his creator owned or stuff is. I tend to like it more than the big two, although his Thor run's one of my favorite ever, and I also enjoy him on Avengers. But I'm excited for this. I think Boom is competing with themselves to try to find the longest titles for the comic books recently.
I
Because
know, it's weird.
I can't wait to see the trade dress.
Yeah.
we only find them when they're dead, and that's like, nope, too short. Let's make one Once Upon a Time at the End of the World. And it's going to be a trilogy, right? So they're doing that whole the first series, or the first set of books is going to be book 1, which is Love in the Wasteland. You got Jenny Frison doing covers. You got
That's interesting.
Jung Yoon. You know the Mike Del Mundo, which was great. And then shout out to John Leone in the chat, the 616 Comics channel sponsor. So I'm sure, he's got a retail exclusive. But Jason Aaron, I mean, huge fan of Jason Aaron, and I'm excited to see what he does with Boom Books. He's a great publisher, great author. I just hope this isn't a big ass climate change freaking. Make it a good book, not a political book.
Well, then they also have to differentiate themselves from Eve that came out. Eve, I don't know. I think that was Boom Studios. Either way, Eve is just finished recently, and that was another post-apocalyptic kind of story, geared a little more towards a younger audience. I'm really excited about this because there's some teasers in here that I don't think people are quite catching. Like you said, Del Mundo's art is fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing John and Erica drop who their cover artist is going to be for this. And I, for one, will be the first to say I am not falling into the Boom trap again. I'm not going to do all covers, all copies, all prints. I'm going to do cover A through my LCS. I might get the 616 cover and maybe one other one. But Boom Studios is going to do Boom 101. There is going to be ratio variants. There's going to be, I don't know if they're going to do a 1 in 500 or 1 in 1000 like they do with House of Slaughter and other stuff, but I can see this having ratio variants, and I can see it having cover A and B and C and sketch variants. But look at the cover, like you're talking about Del Mundo's art. They're already telling us quite a bit about how different each character is in the story.
Yeah, one
potentially a warrior type style with swords and blades and supplies for survival, and another one that carries a guitar and a telescope and a microscope. A lot of things that, like, when it comes to human survival, very few people remember the human side of human survival instead of just survival. Music, arts, the things that make us human.
Great
so Del
beyond.
Mundo is speaking to some really cool stuff in this cover, which gets me a little bit more excited about this story. I just hope they don't overplay the love side portion of it and kind of drown out some of what could be some thriller horror kind of stuff with the survival aspect too. But I'm definitely going to add this to the pull list.
I mean, we've talked about it before. It's like post-apocalyptic is like a huge theme within comic books right now between multiple publishers. I do want to see Jason Aaron's take on this. It's like the end of days type stuff. I love that Del Mundo art. I mean, I know I'm regurgitating what everyone has just said. I kind of hope it's got what looks like from this cover, maybe a little post-apocalyptic / steampunk type of feel to it. And I want to see how it plays out in that trilogy. We have that Boom Studios Netflix first look deal, but Boom's also been selling stuff to Amazon. They got stuff going to Amazon. Not saying this is the case, but who knows? Plus Jason Aaron, we mentioned Thor, but we also, the best team up of all time was Jason Aaron, Jason Latour, and Southern Bastards. Let's get a little post-apocalyptic Southern Bastard shit going on here. But
I mean, the thing he wrote for Thor and with the God Butcher deal, I got into that book, that series, just because I can't from them is send me over there. That is probably, though, one of my favorite stories ever. One of my favorite stories in comics altogether is just that first 12 issues of God of Thunder, and that really made me like say, man, I like the way this guy Jason Aaron writes. So I'm looking forward to this. Then I'm like, definitely want to check it out. I'm looking for something good to read. I haven't, I'm starting to venture out a little bit more from just the old Venom guy.
Smart.
Solo
Good
with
idea.
yes. If the boat's lava, what's that spray they sell on TV? Not Billy Mays, but the shit that you can spray the bottom of a boat. That's what they got in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
flex tape,
Yeah, there you go.
flexi
Flex
steel.
seal.
Flex tape.
Flex
It's got
seal.
Flex Seal, man, so the lava doesn't get through. But I mean, that's a gorgeous cover. Boom Studios Facebook page, Philip Sablick. They've also shared a couple other interior art pages.
When does this come out?
Boomstudios.com has an article about this as well. This book is hitting stores in November, I believe, right?
Yep, November.
So, I'm kind of like Jay Nunya said. I'm probably going to be a cover A guy, for the read, unless there's some type of cover that's like absolutely go gadget wowzers type thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to my old adage of giving new stories the first 6 issues, the first full arc. And I'm going to dial it back on variants. I've spent the last couple of years collecting heavy on variants with Star Wars and
I
some
think
indie
you're
stuff.
out of luck here. I think it's a 5-issue arc.
There we go. Even easier. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right?
Or
But you
not
said
even arc, book, right? Because we're calling
You-
it a trilogy with book 1. I think it's 5 issues.
Yeah. You mentioned,
I mentioned so you'll have like 50 covers.
that's I'm sticking to cover A, and we'll do
Cover
the 5
A
issue.
and the 616.
Yes, thank you, John 616. I'm sure Hive Comics and some other amazing Drew wanted comics, maybe even. I'm sure a lot of those top tier, top 5-10 retailers, like the guys that we mentioned regularly every week while we're here, are probably going to be grabbing a cover for this because this is the first real big indie release since summertime, and we know all of the publishers kind of dial things back for the summertime.
You know what, man? And this is gonna be a spicy take.
Oh,
I
boy.
love my homies that are rocking this retailer world, Hive Comics, Bird City 616,
Black Flag.
Drew, Clutch over at doing his thing with Comics Vault Live, and
Here we go.
I love these guys. I mentioned Hive. Who else? Wonder World. Like I love these guys that are putting out these exclusive variants, but I'm tired of them. They water down. It just waters it down.
Yeah, that kind of goes with what I want to.
But I think that's like everything with other comics. It's another cyclical type thing where I think I've seen this trend 3 or 4 times since 2008 when I got back into comics, where it's like exclusives are great and then exclusives are the devil. It just kind of I always say buy what you like, man.
It's tough when a book has 10 different fucking covers.
Yeah.
It's even tougher when it's like 30.
And it's tougher for people that are like Andy or Ryan, where they collect everything like you're talking about. It's tough, man. And you know what's even tougher? Being a comic shop right now, finding a good artist that's gonna, rock a cover.
I don't want to hear that bullshit, whiny, poor Andy, poor Ryan. Try being a sports fan and collecting every card of a player for a year.
Yeah,
I've been both.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I've done that before also. It sucks for completionists, man. It does.
It does, man. God damn, I'm wrong for you. I don't know why in the world I ever started down these roads.
And then you got
it's hell to pay.
And heaven forbid you get a 12th print.
12th print, yeah.
I will say this, that I respect the guys that do it well, and 90% of the guys that we talk about them because they do it well. Every once in a while, you got a black flag in there where we talk about them because they're just not doing it well. But the majority of the guys do it well, but it feels so watered down. It really feels watered down lately, and it sucks.
Yeah,
because
I guess you could really say this flag means death for them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But Ryan, what's your topic for tonight?
Well, what a transition, because y'all didn't know, but this is kind of where I wanted to go. So we know about all what's going on with this cover, and it's almost ad nauseum has been talked about and whatnot.
Yeah.
But and so I don't really want to just rehash all that.
I mean,
But
like, that horse is glue by now.
man, but do you think that from this that they will, to like your point, Brian, like it's just like, man, it feels like exclusives and the amount of covers that are out there, it's not so much, it's no more about the book or about the writers, whatnot, and it's not even so much about the artists, it's who can put out an exclusive on these books, and there's tons and tons being put out. Do you think those ever scale back or make because if they scaled back, it makes it more collectible in the long run. Because
they should scale back. They should scale back to a point that makes it still fun and collectible without you as a retailer having to put yourself on the line every month on 3 books that might not sell, right? The guys who are doing it right, like 616, you know what I mean? And other guys that we know of, they work with, and they don't have a huge print run all the time to sell. That's the key, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or it's spread across multiple people.
But here's the other thing. I wouldn't mind it as much. And I'm not taking shots at anyone. I don't want anybody to think out there I'm taking shots at them, because I get why it happens, and a lot of them are good. But there's so many homage covers anymore that like I don't want to see an homage cover.
You got one from Image this week tomorrow that looks like dog shit.
I mean, it came out. It became like a kind of like a small trend. It was kind of clever, but then the cleverness of it has been ran into the damn mud.
How many of my times am I going to see the Wolverine 340 or Amazing Spider-Man 300, or you know what I mean? Like,
and Fred, like Fred's comment right here of that. Sorry if anyone if it offends anybody, but it's like prey on the community for a quick buck. I felt like that. That's how I collect Venom as an own, and I'm a completionist. So it was a trial to go through and try to find each one, and there was fun for a minute, but then when we got to number 25 after the pandemic, and then they started pumping out 20 to 25 different covers, and then it wasn't even just new covers. It was a color one, then there was a black and white one, then there's a color splash one. And I'm just like, good
Lord. There's
a
foil color splash, and then there's a half foil, top half foil, bottom half foil.
I feel like
cover a little bit of foil.
What Fred's saying there, I got pissed. I was like, man, I'm feeling like they're really taking advantage of me. I feel used. I feel like they know that there are us out there that like to collect it, and it soured me for a little bit. I mean, I came back and I'm collecting my books now and still going. I just took a different approach on it going forward. But that's the thing. That's why I'm like, man, maybe this. Because now I see that people are, the community is trying to take a hold. There are certain people in the community trying to look at it from a comic collector standpoint versus a retailer. But the retailers seem like they got us over a barrel when they're doing what they want.
We gotta own this, right? We got to I don't ever want you to feel used or abused, because they're not forcing you to hit add to cart and buy and put in your credit card information. So
No,
we own the bulk of this truly as collectors. Will they ever cut back? No. Will it happen eventually? Yes. We're going to see a rate of attrition over the next 5 to 10 years. We saw a massive influx of new retailers, people coming into the market and breaking through that old adage mold of they had to have a brick and mortar to be a retailer. That's not the case anymore. People had discovered a new and easier way to get into the game. Now, here's where people like John and Eric from 616 and the guys from Hive and Drew from Wanted Comics, where they start not changing the game, but they start putting out quality stuff that's going to put them at that top tier level. Because what you're going to happen is you're going to see attrition. What is it? That first
integrity and transparency that there's.
Yes,
that's it. Yes.
But what is it? The if a business doesn't last beyond its first 2 to 3 or 4 years or something like that, and if they don't become profitable within that, they're not going to survive. So because of COVID, right before, during, and just after, with this massive influx of retailers that are putting out exclusives, we're going to see a rate of attrition over the next 4 to 5 years, is my opinion. And it's not correct. It's just kind of my opinion. And I am with you, Ryan. I had to step back and take a look at this and realize I need to stop buying so much stuff. There are Brian, 616 Comics. There are a couple of people that I still stay on the Patreon groups, not necessarily for the covers, but because I choose to support them in their businesses.
Yep.
So I get some of their exclusives. But at the end of the day, me going to a retailer's exclusive website for exclusives is like almost next to never.
Well,
John has a great point, and this is what I understand. I understand the fact that you're a business, right? And they sell. So you'd be stupid not to do it. I get that. That's the hardest part, right?
but
They
is
sell.
it selling? Is it selling because like how many people out there are completionists like me? I don't know. I don't know that, because I get it, not because I want to, because I have to continue what I'm doing. But then there's a lot of covers I'm like, it's stupid. I hate that cover, but I wouldn't get it. But it would be the last cover maybe I'll buy or whatever. But it's like at the end of the time, is it are people really liking a color splash versus the other two colors? Is there that many, or is it just to find more ways to make the dollar? I don't understand. I guess I don't know that end of it.
It's gonna be very interesting to see how it plays out.
And it's like deja vu because 3 years from now we'll be having the same conversation again, just like we did previously. And it always takes something like what's just recently happened to spark this conversation again. And then everyone just shoots off. Well, I won't say shoots off, but while I'm on the topic type thing. But always say buy what you like. I respect the shit out of, just like Brian saying, respect the shit out of the people that are doing it and are carrying that business model and are successful at doing it.
Well,
So,
the people that are doing it right, I do want them to do well. I do want them to be prosperous, and I do want to see them in the future. The people that are jerks and are really just don't give a crap at their own selves, I do want to see them.
And they weed themselves out, which you've always said.
The bad actors weed themselves out.
The dishonest, the greedy. I understand some of it might use it, it might help boost their business model, and then they can grow from that. But the ones that are successful, honesty, integrity, and then you got to have the ability to innovate and pivot when shit starts to shift.
Let's not forget this. The exclusive game is the #1 way to expose new artists to collectors out there that have not discovered their art.
Yeah. And how come you don't hear people?
I like that. That's one.
You hear about retailers, but what about these artists that do their own exclusives, like J. Scott Campbell's store and the art germs and stuff? I don't hear as much fervor over those people, and I respect them because one, they're like, screw that, I'm not letting them people make money off me. I'm gonna do my own shit and sell it on my site, and people go and buy it.
You know what? I love what John just said there. I'll be honest, my favorite covers are original and not homage. I would love to see the game to be like this instead of being like this. What's the next great cover to homage? I want it to be like this. I want to create the next great cover to homage.
Yeah. And this is case in point. Go to 616 Comics website. The number of homages that they've done over the years is much, much lower than a lot of other retailers out there. You can see John and Erica's passion come through just by looking at their catalog of what they've got going on.
And unknown, I mean, you look at unknown stuff, they don't have a ton of, I guess they all have like a few, but even unknown doesn't have a ton of, and they've tried to find a lot of up and coming artists and whatnot. And
which makes that 616 unknown collaboration work well. So
yeah, I mean both those. So there's those good ones out there, and you do have to. That's how you support, or that's how you put people. Get rid of people is by with the dollar. I haven't liked the recent group that's been through all the crap, and there was another group that was previous to that was not a tarantula, but whatever it is. I didn't like them, and I would buy their product from someone else just so I could hopefully not, somehow the money doesn't go to them, or I'm not supporting them.
Quit spoiling new comic book day, cantankerous.
Tankers, take it easy. All right, go ahead and just move on, but appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I mean, and I think we did a great job of kind of discussing that topic without discussing the same shit everyone has been discussing for the past 2 weeks, which is on every YouTube channel, every Instagram post. Yeah. I mean, I love the way ass tastes, but I don't like ass taste covers.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my Lord, you went there. Oh, you went there. But let's be woefully honest with the community. Is we tend to navigate or gravitate towards the negative more so, even though there's 80%, 60% positives happening going on.
Man,
That
people just love being pissed off at something, and being pissed off at something gets more stuff than being positive about something.
But that group had it coming. That's the only thing.
Yeah, just like Sean said, tired, but ambient tired. Tomorrow's new comic book day, though, guys.
ooh, yes.
Andy, how's your pull list looking?
Ooh, actually pretty fit, pretty trim, pretty fit, looking good. We got a little Star Wars action going on. And while McClay pulls that up, let me double check my email because I forgot to look. Mandalorian 2 drops tomorrow. That's one of the first things that I'm going to read.
That Jim Chang cover is freaking gorgeous.
And I have not looked at the cover, so I'm excited to see what McClay pulls up. And if my email would load. Yeah, we got, oh my Lord, it's a 95% Star Wars day tomorrow. Holy crap.
Wow.
We are getting the ratios for that. We got the 1 in 50, the 1 in 25. Cover A, B, and C. There's a concept art as well. Star Wars 26 is out with another Sprouse Choose Your
Who's
Destiny.
that little green guy on the cover? Is he important?
No,
That cover's gorgeous right there too. Holy moly!
Yeah, there's some gorgeous covers, man.
I just
lots of exclusives out there, but I haven't even looked to see what the 1 in 25 and 1 in 50 are. But Star Wars 26, there's something going on with this book. I was told to pay attention to that this week, and I'm not sure why, so I got to dig into it and read.
I like that cover A. I like the blue and the white on that.
Another JTC variant. That did turn out really good and kind of breaks the mold for a lot of standard Star Wars covers lately, cover A's.
yellow freaking lightsaber. What's the deal with these damn yellow lightsabers always popping up?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
What grinds your gears, Brian?
Yellow lightsabers grind my gear, man. At least know about the yellow lightsaber. Damn it.
Okay. So this is eight new first appearances?
Ho, ho, ho.
Wow. Speaking of overdoing things a bit. Wow. That's
they
a
all
lot.
die in the next issue. I'm kidding.
that's Star Wars for you.
There you go. Shirtless Bear Fighter. I know you're getting that.
I'm going to have to look for it now. I didn't realize it was coming out.
Yeah, man.
So my favorite life tale in this comic book community is, for those of you that haven't met him, White Whale Comics of the Comic Corner. God, it's great. White Whale Comics looks significantly like the Shirtless Bear Fighter character, yet skinnier. And it was probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, where we took one of the original Shirtless Bear Fighter panels from within the comic where he's walking out of the woods buck naked, and we photoshopped Alex's head to the top of it.
Oh my gosh.
We brought it out. We put a little blur over the twig and giggleberries, but we brought it out as how Alec introduced himself to the comic community or something like that. It was absolutely hilarious, because that's essentially a buff version of White Whale Comics right there. I love this pose.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Paulo Rivera kills it, dude. I'm telling you, like, he is one of the most underrated comic artists out there right now. Badass.
It's a nice little, we call it a throwback, maybe not quite an homage, but
I'm happy for the return of Shirtless Bear Fighter. First one was awesome.
Fun read.
You guys know much about this?
I saw the Tiny Onion.
That's Tiny Onion.
Yeah.
I saw the email release for the information.
What is that? That is a weird looking cover.
5-issue copy incentive with Razorblade Year 1 Omnibus.
He does some pretty killer covers on those Razor Blades.
Like that cover. That cover is crazy. What is that?
Yeah, it's nuts.
But most people don't pay attention to it because it's listed as a horror magazine.
Well, it's not magazines. It's not comic size. It's omnibus size, right?
Yep.
In order to get that one. That's a pretty crazy cover right there. Actually, really good. Who is it?
I don't
Doesn't
know.
say, but it's good.
Some racy covers.
Yeah, holy cow. All right. Here's what I'm getting. I'm all on the X-Men train, you guys. All on the X-Men train right now. I love the Judgment Day. Huh?
Is Trey
Yes,
getting in
big
your
time,
brain.
bro. He planted a seed. He's been watering it weekly, and I'm hooked. I swear to God, man, it's really, really good right now. And I'm reading it every week, that's for sure. So make sure you guys check out this is Deadpool coming into the fray. But not only that, like Kraven the Hunter showing up. Whoa, that's kind of weird. I'm not too big on this one yet, but I am interested on the main story titles. So this is going to be really good. A lot of crazy covers. I like the design variant for
That's
this
cool.
one. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting.
Fire. If they do the fire right, it looks cool.
Yeah. So that stuff's really good. I also really how can you not talk about Catwoman?
Every Catwoman cover, every issue is freaking gorgeous.
Jeff DeCall is doing the A cover and the C cover this week.
Goo.
Yeah. And then this one is Tula Lote is now taking over the 1 in 25, and Souza Micah is taking over the cover B's. But
whoa,
D's what?
I don't know. Do you like this?
Yeah, I do.
I like it.
D's
Should be an ass taste cover.
ass
Oh,
taste.
God.
These nuts.
Wow. I think that was one of my favorite interactions from C2E2 is getting to meet Souza Micah, and she is quite the dancer.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She'll tear up a dance floor.
Hell yeah. Like no joke.
So we're no more Jenny Frizen on Batman, but that's okay. We'll let Tula Lote come and hang out for a while and knock our socks off.
I haven't seen much of Emanuela Lupacino anymore. Is she doing
Yeah. It's a great point.
Manuela, are you Pachizo?
Is that Noto?
Noto? No, Linnell Yu.
Mm.
Linnell Francis Yu. The big new storyline is going to be with this character, Madeline Pryor. So keep an eye out on her first appearance as the Goblin Queen, because this is where they're taking a lot of storylines with her.
Interesting.
Yep. Yep, that's about it for me. I'm staying away from the Garbage Pail Kids this week. No good covers.
I'm getting it. I'm getting cover A regardless, man.
Ooh. Brian, if you don't talk about one, there's another one I want to talk about before we go.
Which one?
McClay or Wood. I don't know if anybody's going to pick it, and if somebody's going to pick it,
what are you getting, Ron?
Ron. There's a Savage Avengers coming out. The next story, the next issue on that one. So I've been reading that. It's been kind of fun. I don't think there's only one cover, I believe. Which I've never ever read anything with this guy in it. Every time I read
Deathlock?
it, yeah.
He was a cool character back in the day.
Yeah, every time I read it, I just keep thinking about.
Remember when his first
Iron
appearance skyrocketed because he was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah.
I keep thinking about Iron Maiden. That's so. I was like,
yeah, Eddie.
Yeah, and
exactly,
then,
Sean. All the GPK books.
Crossover has a 3D book coming out, so I'll probably get that because I like stuff like that. I'm a sucker for 3Ds and foil and whatnot. So, but that was about it.
Yeah. Speaking of publishers doing a shitload of covers, Vault, holy cow, does a lot of covers now. But we got the return of Barbaric. So I'm going to pick up the cover A for that Barbaric. Axe to Grind #1. Just because I like Michael Morrissey. Double O, you're killing me. But, yeah. Another great story. I mean, if you like the whole.
Ooh.
Yeah,
wow.
they do it. But there's just so many covers, man.
Yeah.
See, I had the first one of this Barbaric. I don't know if it was or did anything.
And then just what Double O put, man, that AWA, that New Think #3, another anthology series, that Raza Marilyn Monroe cover, freaking gorgeous.
Where does it? New Think?
Yeah, right there. Oh, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, Marilyn Monroe. That is beautiful.
Just real quick, it's not a comic, and I never really cared about any of these things, but they're doing a Venom Lethal Protector pop.
Oh yeah.
Does it come with a book?
No, it's not a book though. It's just like the picture of the book.
That's cool though.
And
I might pick that up just because.
then there was one other book from Behemoth, which I guess is based on a video game or a prequel to a video game, The Kingdom Come Deliverance. And it's also got like a 1 in 100, but it's got like that. I haven't played the video game. I don't know if the video game's out yet, but it's got like that Game of Thrones fantasy type feel to it. So, and Behemoth has been putting out good stories.
So you ordered 2 of those pops or 2 what? I've never bought a pop before. I just go to the comic. They'll have it at the shop usually or what?
Yeah, check Walmart.
Ooh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Tree kill or
Yes.
I wish they'd hurry up and do a new box.
That's a cool cover right there.
that reminds me of God, what's that? Good Burger. And the other one kind of looks like Clerks.
Yeah. More like Better Off Dead. Everybody wants some.
It says here, Marty Tarantella has been flipping burgers for 15 years. He has no kids, no hobbies, no love interests, and essentially no life. But what he does have is a plan to change everything. Years of watching the daily rhythms of the neighboring stores has given Marty the idea for a perfect heist. But when he accidentally steals a supernatural weapon from a cult full of violent lunatics, the resulting satanic panic will be above his minimum wage pay grade. That sounds excellent. This is like
Yeah,
movie.
It reminds me of young Bruce Campbell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is movie all over it. True Cult. A deliciously horrifying and hilarious new series from Scott Bryan Wilson and Liana Kangas. Yeah. Yeah, this looks good, and I'm all about that cover right there.
This kind of reminds me of what's that movie, Good Burger? And then the other cover kind of reminds me of like a Clerks kind of vibe.
Did you say that again? There's our glitch in the system? I could have swore you said that a minute ago.
Yeah, like a minute or two ago, but he brought the covers back up. So
I was like, is there a glitch in the system to have deja vu or deja two?
Yeah,
like
double open in their IDW new IPs. Plus, you got a lot of those is it Netflix shows, right? That they're picking up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
There's one more book, McClay. If you can pop that screen back up really quick, that deserves a quick shout out. And coming out of Source Point Press, they released a preview for this book last fall at Motor City Comic Con, and it went unnoticed, and it should not have. The Comic Con had quite a few attendees, and I got to spend some time with Garrett Gunn. And I'm really looking forward to this. We Eat Gods #1 drops tomorrow. I just didn't realize. I thought it was next month. It's this month. And it's almost kind of like a little bit of not young adult. It's not like young kids, but it's just before humanity's extinction as a result of the God of War. A fleet of saviors for humankind were created known as the God Eaters. So it's kind of another take on a similar story that we've heard before, but I really
love
dig
that type. Yeah.
Yep. I really dig what Garrett Gunn's been putting out from Source Point Press, and not too many covers, but a couple of really solid covers coming from them on this. And
yeah, and a lot of shops don't carry a lot of Source Point Press books.
No, but Source Point, you can go direct to their website and you can message them directly on Instagram and other places. Travis and Garrett are fantastic humans and will always make time for people.
They're humans?
Especially they really liven up the con experience. When Source Point Press has one of the best booths on a con floor, in my opinion, and along with Aftershock. And there's always a ton of fun visiting those guys, checking out. I mean, Garrett sold out of his exclusives at C2E2 in less than 10 minutes. The content that he's been putting out and the books that they've been doing have been fantastic. So We Eat Gods, I'm expecting good things from this as well.
Very cool. There we go.
So there's new comic book day for tomorrow. That's just going to leave us with one more thing.
You didn't catch me off guard.
You're a guard. What do you got? What do you got, Comic Mandy?
I am still unpacking from our Chicago trip, and it has been crazy. Lots of good ideas, lots of good vibes, lots of good energy coming. My one more thing is that we are currently building plans. Drew, I'm going to be messaging you, buddy. We are going to be formulating a charity auction for Mission 22 at some point. We don't have a vehicle quite yet. I'm going to be hitting up retailers, John, Erica 616. I'm basically going to contact people that we know in the community, be like, hey, are you interested? Yes and no. And if you are, let's talk. We want to put together a show specifically for Mission 22 because there are some books that have dropped recently that have gone to grading. And when they come back, those books were to be auctioned off for charity to begin with. And we're going to be working on that at some point. So stay tuned. Follow Comic Man Andy on Instagram. That's usually the first place where I drop a lot of the information and a lot of the news because it's really easy to make those posts and those reels. And then follow Comic Man Andy on YouTube as well, because if we're ever streaming on any platform, the goal now is to also be streaming on YouTube, TikTok, when we get to 1,000, IG when we can get to that, Unlocked, and then whatnot as well. Like anytime I'm streaming, I'm going to be trying to stream from every platform from here on out. Twitch as well.
Not bad. I will be in Emerald City Comic Con, Seattle this week. So if you see me there, come say hello.
I'll say hello, but I won't see you there because I'm not going.
I wish I was.
Follow Yellow Brick Road.
Yeah.
What you got, Ron?
Oh, make sure you sign up on check out. I thought I was waiting for Brian. You threw me off. Look at Brianoverse, get on there. I'm starting to introduce some more card stuff. I'm playing with the idea of doing some openings. Periodically, I'll go in on a Hive box with somebody, or just buy some new product. Like I got some new 2022 blasters that I'm going to open up today. But I want to start doing it live just to kind of see what's going on in the community. Inject some fantasy football stuff onto the page. Rhinoverse has always been, it's been about things that I'm into, and I'm into football. I've been into forever, comics and music. So all these little things are being injected. So I like to have as many people from the community to join in and share what they like and what music they like to listen to and what their favorite football team was. And just like that. So come check it out. I'm on all major platforms. Rhinoverse, just like it's spelled right here.
Sweet. I'm just going to say, Dan is taking a short leave of absence. He's got one hell of an opportunity doing some screenwriting stuff. So he'll be in when he can. But I just want to take this time to throw good vibes out into the comic community. There's been an explosion of comic book YouTube channels over the past year or so. A lot of great channels, a lot of great people in the community. I would just say go out there, search, find some people you haven't noticed before, watch some of their content, subscribe to some of their channels. I want to give a shout out to Drew, who's in the chat from Wanted Comics with an X. Also, the channel sponsor, John from the 616 Comics, has been in the chat tonight. Make sure you guys check out their websites for some great exclusives. And not just exclusives, but they have, regular comics for sale too. And a lot of them are also running bundles. Two of the best guys, I'll vouch for them. I know Brian will vouch for them. Talk about integrity and transparency. You can't find better than those two people. But I just want to take the time and say a lot of great YouTube channels are out there, a lot of great content. I know the past few weeks you've heard a lot of, I don't want to say negativity because some of it's warranted, but there's been a lot of drama in the comic community. Some well deserved, and some of it's just fucking virtue signaling. But I'll just leave it at that. We will see you guys next week.
Look. They talking like they don't know a king when they see one. See him in person, he take it back like a refund. Ballin' with my brothers, all my playing D1. Daily checking chicken, he gon' spin it watching reruns. Say they real, but they clone.